Greetings and welcome to Natural Health Dialogue. You probably know someone who may be on dialysis or has constant urinary tract infections, things like that. And we're going to cover that, of course, in around 10 minutes. Naturopathic Dr. Randy Lee is going to give us some solutions for maintaining that system. Randy, help us out.
Yeah, in 2020, every month we did a full year of the important topic of how to detoxify your body systems. We covered 12 different body systems and things that you needed to do to detox them and get them cleaned up and ready to use and proper. So this year, we're taking the second step in that process, and that is uh, for those body systems that we've now got detoxified, how do you maintain them? What do you have to do to keep them healthy? What kind of things can happen if you don't keep them healthy? So we're just going system by system. And this month we're going to be doing the urinary maintenance for the whole urinary tract, and we'll also introduce one of my primary product lines is Nature Sunshine. We've got about 30 different ones that we use here in the store, but Nature Sunshine has divided the body into for years. They're in business 50 years. Divided the body into body systems, and they've created an umbrella product for each one of those systems, besides all the herbal things that'll help with particular ailments within a system. So we're going to introduce that as well. Primarily, we're going to focus on the supplementation on so that certain body systems, so each of the body systems can be kept healthy. We'll talk about some food items that you can eat to maintain that body system and some things that you need to do to keep the body system nourished. This month, we're considering the urinary system. Its primary function is to rid the body of soluble toxic waste, storing and expelling the urine, maintaining fluid regulation in the body. Many of us know that it's also responsible for helping the body maintain proper levels of minerals. And you may or may not realize that, but the kidney does a very good thing about balancing, particularly magnesium and potassium, and keeping other minerals in balance. And it's composed of the whole urinary system. The way we define it is composed of your kidneys, the ureters. Those are little tubes that connect the kidneys to the bladder, and then, of course, the bladder itself, and then the urethra, the tube that runs from the bladder to the outside world. Functionally, the kidneys do most of the work within the urinary maintenance system. They lie behind the stomach. They're protected by a cushion of fat. I tell people, if you stand like a little tin soldier with your fist behind your back, right about where you hit your back with your fist is where the kidneys are going to be. And they're also about the size of your fist. So they balance the blood pH by maintaining the potassium magnesium balance that I talked about before. They secrete some hormones that actually help to regulate the body as well. They extract water from the body to keep it healthy. They maintain your water balance is what it boils down to, as long as you're getting enough water. They regulate your blood pressure. It's interesting to me that when I first started having some blood pressure problems, it's a hereditary thing within our family. It started at about age 26 for me. And when they took me to the hospital to get it all checked out, they put me on the kidney ward. So most of the time when you have blood pressure issues, they're going to start out by trying to check your kidneys. Your kidneys are one of the primary things that help to regulate your blood pressure in your whole body. They also filter the toxins out of the bloodstream. The ureters, as I said, are the little tubes that run from the kidney to the bladder. Then the bladder just holds all that urine. It also has a signaling mechanism that tells you when it's full and it gives you that feeling that you need to go to the bathroom and empty the bladder. Until then, the kidneys just continue to drain fluid into the bladder for as much as it will hold. And then the urethra is the little tube that gets those toxins outside your body. One maintenance function that I always like to mention here is that if you fail to empty your bladder enough, the chemicals that it holds can allow bacteria growth, causing infection and or irritation. And of course, if you're remiss, I'd be remiss if I didn't encourage you to drink enough water. So remember, right. I've mentioned before when we potty train a kid, but when we tell the kid, we finally get them potty trained so that they can hold their urinary tract until it's convenient. Baby will come up to mom and say, "Mommy, I need to go potty," and mommy immediately says, Can you hold it just a minute? We're going to get, well, we teach from very big early stages to hold it. Really, when you feel the urge to go urinate, you need to go urinate. If you don't, you end up with bladder infections, kidney infections, urinary tract infections. Remember, those are toxins. That's body waste material that's being held in the bladder, and you don't want to hold on to it for long periods of time. And then comes the idea of drinking enough water. I take every advantage when I'm doing any kind of a talk to people to say there is a proper amount of water to drink. And the rule of thumb that we use is a minimum of 64 ounces, a maximum of 100 ounces a day. And actually, the number that you're shooting for is half your body weight in ounces. So if you weighed 100 pounds, you need to take 50 ounces of water. But 64 is the minimum, so we're going to up that 50 to 64. If you weigh 250, half your body weight would be 125. But if you go all the way to 125, you start washing out some vital nutrients in your body. So we have an upper limit of 100. So half your body weight in ounces with a minimum of 64 and a maximum of 100. Now, those are not hard and fast rules. Everybody's body is a little bit different. But you'll have people all the time who say, you know what? I drink water and I don't ever really feel thirsty, but your kidneys regulate your body fluid levels in your body. And they have little signals in them so that if you're only drinking 30 ounces of water a day, they will find a way to use that 30 ounces to keep those absolutely essential organs functioning, your heart, your liver, your spleen, those kinds of things. And the rest of the body doesn't get hydrated. And it takes a while to convince those signals that they're going to get that water regularly. I remember when I started making sure that I drank 64 ounces of water a day, for a while, all I did is seem to go to the bathroom. People say, if I drink that much water, I spend all my time in the bathroom. Well, if you drink that much water every day, your body says, oh, I'm going to get that water. So the kidney says, we can open up those signals and hydrate the rest of the body that we're not normally hydrating. The legs, the feet, the hands. You'll notice that your skin will become more pliable. The elasticity of the legs and arms will begin to increase. You need that water, but you're not going to get it unless you're drinking ample water. So that's a primary thing that we have. Another way that you can tell whether or not you're getting enough water is to pay attention to your urine. Specifically, the color of the urine. If you have urine that's dull, even a dull, dark yellow or slightly tannish, you're not getting anywhere near enough water. If you have urine that's totally clear and doesn't have any color to it whatsoever, you may be drinking a little bit more water than you need. What you're looking for is urine with a bright sunshine yellow, and it can be a pale yellow to a deeper yellow, but just a hint of color to it, and then you'll know that you're getting. That's not a hard and fast rule either, but it's a good guideline if you're not really keeping track of how much water you drink. If you notice the discoloration in your urine, you can automatically tell that you're not drinking enough or maybe drinking too much of it. Common problems associated with the urinary tract are things like kidney stones, bladder and kidney inflammation, infection, pain in urine in the kidneys. Those are all things that can happen. Some interesting facts that I found in some Nature Sunshine training material that I used 30 years ago, literally, has some interesting facts. Says that the kidney recycles about 45 gallons of blood every day. 25% of the blood in your body is being recycled at any given time in the kidneys. Kidneys has 2.4 million little filters that filter out those toxins. 50 miles of the little capillaries that keep that blood flowing through the kidneys and the tubules. Here's an interesting thing, just that the kids always like: micturition. You know what that is?
No idea.
That's the medical name for going to the bathroom.
Okay.
To get rid of urine. Lots of things that you can do to alleviate the problems. I've listed in our blog an awful lot of herbs that you can take things like asparagus that helps to detoxify, dandelion that's potent diuretic along with parsley, corn silk that helps with urinary tract infections, watermelon seeds that are rich in magnesium, iron, and zinc and help to detoxify.
So it's okay to eat the watermelon seeds?
Yeah, you can eat watermelon seeds. A lot of people do that. Pumpkin seeds are also very, very popular. Most people don't actually eat the fibrous outer part, but they'll break them open and eat the insides, but they're healthy. A lot of herbs in there. You will find most of those and some others in Nature Sunshine's umbrella product. If you're in a family where you have constant urinary problems, or where the family has constant urinary problems, or people who are often affected by kidney problems and those kinds of things, then the umbrella product is called urinary maintenance, oddly enough. But it has almost all of those herbs that I've mentioned and a bunch of others that are for ongoing regular maintenance of your urinary tract. So plenty of water, plenty of good rich foods, and a product like urinary maintenance will help to keep your urinary system functioning well. I want you to add urinary to your list of healthy body systems by doing some of these maintenance things during the coming weeks and months.
Well, thank you, Randy, for helping us get our urinary system in order and maintain it. And thank you all for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Amen.